Alright, this week's recipe is pretty quick and simple. We're making ANZAC biscuits. In here we've got a cup each of flour, coconut, oatmeal, and brown sugar. As usual, I recommend that you weigh out your flour. It'll come out to about 120 grams. And you can make your own brown sugar with 180 grams of white sugar and 18 grams of molasses. And in here we have butter, honey, baking soda, and a splash of water. Technically, we're supposed to use something called golden syrup, but that's a little difficult to find for me here in Canada, so I use honey. These cookies are meant to be dense and chewy, but the baking soda reacts with the molasses and the brown sugar to give it a little bit of lift. So now we're going to mix this into this, scoop out some balls of dough, and put them on one of these. Here goes the pouring, and here goes the stirring. If your dough is a little dry and you can't actually form balls out of it, don't be afraid to add a couple more sprinkles of water. I just did. At this point, you're probably wondering, Steve, those look delicious. What the hell is an ANZAC? It stands for Australian and New Zealand Army Corps. They're called ANZAC biscuits because they were shipped to ANZACs, who were stationed at different ports around the world. And as you might imagine, shipping just about anything from Australia or New Zealand to, well, anywhere else in the world, especially back in the First World War, takes a very, very long time. So you're going to want a recipe that's not going to actually spoil in the mail. So ANZAC biscuits, as you've noticed from the ingredients list, have pretty much nothing that can spoil in them. They have no eggs, they have very little water, and the butter back then would have had some additives in it to prevent it from spoiling. So if you were a mother or a wife or just a concerned citizen back in World War I, you could bake up a batch of ANZAC biscuits and send them off to the boys on the front lines. Right now, we're going to eat these ourselves because we're in peacetime. We're going to put them in 350-degree oven, Fahrenheit, for 17 minutes. Halfway through, at 8.5 minutes, we're going to actually take it and spin the tray around because our ovens aren't perfect and they have kind of hot spots and cold spots. Feel free to eat the leftover batter. No raw eggs, remember? Although in keeping with the point of the show, I should point out that salmonella in raw eggs is extremely, extremely, extremely rare. Once they come out of the oven, leave them on the tray until they degooify, and you can actually pick them up with a spatula, and then put them on a rack to cool the rest of the way. These things are crunchy, chewy, delicious, and, just like I said, keep for bloody ever. Have a great week.